West, 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 West. This the West, 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 the West Coast. This the West, 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 the West, West. This the West, 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 the West Coast.
Let's get ready to rumble. West Coast Mindset, Ep.7. And I'm recording this a little early because I'm going to be out of town this weekend. So I'm getting you this episode as fast as possible in the middle of the week. And it's a good one because we have a big boxing weekend ahead this weekend. And I broke it down with my cousin and big boxing fan, Georgie Lucero. And it was a hell of a conversation. He gave you a lot of good insight on the boxers and who's going to win. And he also gave you some good betting stuff when it comes to betting the fights. So let's get to it right now. All right, so we're recording this on a Tuesday, 2 days before the big mega fight card on Friday. We got 3 major title fights. So, Georgie, you ready to talk about it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's start it off with the first fight. We got Teofimo Lopez against Arnold Barboza Jr. Super lightweight fight, 12 rounds for Lopez's WBO title. So who do you have in this fight, Georgie? Tell me about both fighters and who do you have winning this fight?
Okay, I got Teofimo Lopez by domination. So like I said, even though I like Barbosa, he's a local guy from El Monte, and he's coming off that big win against Jack Catterall, where he went to the UK to get that championship, the WBO belt that they're fighting for. So I like him, the Mexican fighter, all blood and guts warrior. But I just think Teofimo's too skillful for him. He's gonna do his slick combination and awkward little Bruce Lee moves he does. And like I said, even it's not the speed or the power. It's just the he's like Manny Pacquiao kind of. He just boom boom and then he sidesteps and just crazy moves. So I think he's just gonna be too much for Barbosa, and I was gonna say like either late round stoppage or decision, but in the end I think Barbosa's just too tough, and the fact of him being undefeated, he's not gonna wanna, and his corner's not gonna wanna stop that fight either. So the fact him being undefeated, he's gonna just keep taking the punishment, and it's gonna go all 12 rounds. I got Teofimo by decision, but dominant decision.
Dominant
Like
decision.
9-3, yeah, 9 rounds to 3, or
All right.
8-4, 8-4 if he's lucky.
All righty.
Yup,
Well,
that's gonna
yeah.
be a good one though. That's probably the best matchup of the night. The
Okay.
best, it's gonna be the best fight. Yeah, fireworks.
All right. Well, look forward to it. Yeah. Well, I got similar outcome to you. I also have it going 12 rounds, dominant decision. And yeah, I got Teofimo Lopez win this fight as well. Teofimo Lopez is coming off
Right.
coming off a lot. Last time I saw him fight, he took a tough L to George Kambosos, and ever since then, he's gotten better, and he's gotten better every single fight. And he's starting to figure out how to be more technical in the ring, and he's starting to grow up as a fighter. So I like him in this fight. And yeah, to your point, Barbosa, he's a very tough fighter. He's undefeated, but he hasn't fought somebody to the skill level as Teofimo Lopez. So I think it's gonna kind of surprise him a little bit. And he's gonna battle like you said, but I think Teofimo's gonna do a little too much. He's gonna be a little too advanced for him. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a 12 round grinded out fight, and Teofimo Lopez will pull it out in the end.
Right. It's gonna be a good one though.
Yes, sir. Well, let's move on to the second fight here. We got Devin Haney against Jose Ramirez in the welterweight fight, 12 rounds. So tell me about both fighters here, and who do you have win this fight?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start off with Jose Ramirez. He's coming off of a loss. He just lost to Barbosa, the guy Teofimo's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, but like I said, Ramirez, he's coming in shape for this fight. My boss even sent me pictures. He sent me pictures of his 6 pack, like how in shape he was, because he knows I'm rooting for Haney. But yeah, he's never been in shape like this. So we don't know if he's on that Ryan Garcia pack or what. To get that 6 pack all of a sudden. But he's on top of him being in crazy shape. He's with Robert Garcia. I feel like Robert Garcia, even though he's been with Robert Garcia for a few years, I feel like he's always got the perfect game plan for these big fighters, like Adrian Broner, Maidana fight, and the Maidana Mayweather. That was probably Mayweather's only close fight was against Maidana, which Robert Garcia, obviously trained him at the time. But Robert Garcia, man, one of the best trainers of all time. What can you say? Uh, 20 something world champions, and it's going to be interesting to see can he crack that Devin Haney code? Because, like I said, Devin Haney, he's always got the win. He's the new Roy Jones. He's the new Mayweather. The only time he's ever looked bad and his only loss was against Ryan Garcia. But coming to find out, Ryan Garcia was on steroids, so it like
Mm-hmm.
kind of puts an asterisk on it, But at the end of the day, good game plan or being in shape or not, I feel like Jose Ramirez, he's already like 36, 37 or something. I feel him being too old already. And Devin Haney just going back to his usual self and just outboxing him. And like I said, it might be boring fight. Yeah, it might be like the old Devin Haney fights where they talk crap about him online after, like he's hugging and he's just running away and it's boring. But he's gonna get the decision, so I see a Devin Haney decision for sure.
And yeah, and
Bet the house on it.
so you got it in a 12 rounds decision for Devin Haney.
Yeah, 12 rounds decision, Devin Haney for sure.
Well, yeah, I kind of disagree with a little bit. I do have Devin Haney win this fight.
What?
I do have Devin Haney win this fight, but I think I think he will get it by knockout. I think he's motivated and I think he's gonna come in hungry. And like you said, he's coming out that tough asterisk fight where Garcia technically won, but he was taking the
Yeah.
PEDs. So
Yeah, three different PEDs.
yep, yeah, we'll talk
Yeah,
about that.
because a lot of people try to sweep that under the rug, but
Hmm.
steroid use in boxing, that's really serious.
Yep.
They're not playing with the ball or hitting the ball; they're punching each other in the brain. So I feel like that 1 year suspension isn't even enough. They should have banned Ryan Garcia for like 5 years.
Yep,
Gonna
totally agree.
take three steroids in a championship fight.
Hmm.
That's like, oh yeah, so
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah, that's way too much. Yeah, so Haney has a lot of so Haney has a lot of motivation to move on from that. And I think he's gonna come in hungry. And I see him, yeah, I see him getting the knockout around the ninth or the 10th round, and I think he's gonna come in hungry,
Mm.
and he's gonna give it to Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, that'll be some good odds on that prediction right there. That's interesting. He just might, cause like I said, Jose Ramirez just lost to Barbosa. He's already old, and like I told my boss, being in shape, and that don't mean nothing. Antonio Margarito had the rippest six pack ever for that Manny Pacquiao fight. If you look back on that, and he still got destroyed. So six pack don't mean nothing in boxing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
And
see what
he's
happens.
already got the eye damage and all that. He's gonna get cut easy, bruised
Yep.
quick, and yeah, he might just get him out of there in 9 or 10. You're right.
All right,
That's
we'll see.
interesting.
We'll see who comes on top on this one. All right, well, let's move
Yeah.
on to the main event here. We got Ryan Garcia against Rolando Romero for the welterweight fight, 12 rounds. And who you got to win this fight? And give me both fighters, some information on both fighters.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we got Rolly Romero. The flashy guy, always doing funny interviews online. But as far as it comes to fighting, he's never really beat nobody. The two times he stepped up, he got knocked out by Tank. First big punch of the fight, he got knocked out, and then he got knocked out by Pitbull. And then that one, even though they're gonna say, oh, he does have a title, he did win a title. It was a controversial fight against that old man. He was like 40 years old, and they were making memes about him after, losing. Yeah, they're saying he was losing. He lost to a grandpa. But yeah, somehow the judges they fixed that or something. They gave it to him, but he's never really looked good in a fight. But then also on the other hand, we got Ryan Garcia. Uh, every time he stepped up, he hasn't looked too good either. Besides the Haney fight, but like I said, come to find out, he was on steroids. So technically, we really don't know how good either fighter is. But at the end of the day, I think Ryan Garcia. The fight's at 147. It's both of
147.
their
Okay.
first time, yeah, fighting at that weight. So I think Ryan Garcia is just gonna come in huge, and even though he's gonna be clean for this fight, I think he's just gonna be too big and too fast. I'm gonna go with Ryan Garcia by probably by KO. Honestly, because Pitbull knocked him out so easy. Rolly is like it's like he didn't even belong in the ring with Pitbull. He knocked him out so easy. So yeah, I think Ryan KO under 8,
Under 8
maybe
rounds.
even under 6. Yeah, it's gonna be easy.
Oh, so he's not at the floor with them. That's what you're saying.
Huh? He's gonna destroy him, dude.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
just
Well,
like the Pitbull fight.
uh huh.
If he doesn't, then it'll be a shocker. Maybe that's how Ryan Garcia is without the steroids. Who knows?
Hey,
Because
yeah, we don't know
he
because
looked like a monster in his last fight, Ryan Garcia. But
yep.
he tests positive for 3 different steroids. That's interesting. Let's see what he looks like without that now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of questioning going in on how he looks, but yeah, I'm with you. I got Ryan Garcia win this fight too. And yeah, I'm not really sold on Rolly Romero as myself. Watching him a couple of times, he's a very undisciplined fighter when it comes to defending himself. He puts his hands on a lot. He's a very go for it fighter. He wants to go for a knockout every single time, and he
Yeah.
leaves himself open a lot. And Ryan, clean or not clean, he's still a very good technical fighter, and he knows when to fight and find the right spot at the right time. He has good patience, and he knows when to wait for the right time. So when he sees that Rolly's gonna be open, he's gonna go all out and wait for that opportunity. And when he sees it, he's gonna go at him. He's gonna punish him for it. So yeah, I kind of got a little longer. I would say like maybe 9 to 10 rounds. But yeah, I got Ryan. I got Ryan knocking him out as well. I think Rolly's gonna try to stay alive for a little longer. And yeah, like I said, with Ryan, we don't know how he's gonna look like coming off the PD suspension. Is this really the real him? Is this really the real Ryan, or is he gonna be a little weaker? We don't really
Yeah.
know. We don't really know. So it's a little up in the air right now. But
Right.
if I was to bet on it, I would say a knock on in 9 to 10 rounds.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And like you said, Rolly, his style sucks. Well, it shows because he didn't start boxing till he was 20. He says he
Hmm.
just randomly walked into the Mayweather gym at 20 years old, and they probably just seen a flashy guy who could talk crap and they could promote real quick. But yeah, it shows that he started boxing at 20 because he just has no coordination, no good fundamentals.
Hmm.
His jab sucks. He looks like a jail fighter, a street fighter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Trying to fight with the professional boxers. Yeah, the pitbull fight, he looked terrible, but
Yeah.
I think Ryan is that's a confident bet to place Ryan by KO, but
Yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah. So speaking of bets, okay. Those are we're done with all three
Uh,
fights. Speaking of bets, who do you? Well, would you do like a parlay on these fights, or what kind of, or we do some prop bets, or how
yeah.
would you bet this card?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, like I said, those 3 fights, those are pretty big fights. Those are like 3 main events in one night. So I think the bettings are gonna be big on Fliffy and what's the other one? Price Picks.
On Price
Those are
Picks. Yep.
like the 2 big ones people are using. Yeah, but I will go with what I said. Ryan by KO, Haney by decision. You said Haney might stop him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I said Henny messed up. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one too. Maybe do separate though. But
Okay.
for sure, I think Haney by decision, Ryan KO, and Tiafimo by decision. Because Arnold Barbosa's got that O, and he's not gonna want to let it go. He's gonna keep fighting all 12 rounds, and the corner's not gonna want to stop it. Yeah, but I got those 3, and then you want to talk about Canelo real quick because
Oh yeah.
he
Yeah.
fights the next day. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking you might as well put Canelo in to get the KO too. So
Okay.
Ryan and Canelo by
Mhm.
KO, and I think Teofimo and Haney by decision. You do those 4 fights on a parlay. We'll talk about it Sunday night. Let's see. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they're gonna hit. You can bet the house.
All right. Yeah. So speaking of
But yeah,
Canelo
like
fight.
like
Yeah.
real quick, my bad to interrupt.
Yeah.
But
Go. Go for it.
William Skull, the guy Canelo's fighting,
Yeah. Go for it.
it got leaked. Yeah, it got leaked on the boxing news on YouTube and all that. That he got knocked out by Chris Eubank, the guy that just fought last week.
Yeah. Hmm.
So like I said, if you got knocked out already with the big headgear on and the big gloves that they use in sparring, and now you're going against Canelo with 16-ounce gloves, I'm pretty sure Canelo's gonna get the knockout Saturday, and especially the fact they're fighting in Saudi Arabia. Canelo's never really fought outside of the U.S. or Mexico, so he's gonna want to put on a show out there. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
All 4 of those fights.
Yeah. So since it's in Saudi Arabia, what time would you expect it to be on over here to watch?
Ah, well, yeah, that's interesting because the Bivol Better Beef rematch. It was in Saudi Arabia recently, and the fight card started like at 9 a.m. and the main event was like at noon. The Bivol Better Beef fight. So I'm thinking the same thing. About noon or 1, I expect the Canelo fight to start. Maybe 2. I'm not sure. I gotta double check that. I haven't checked because The Better Be Bivol, it was like 5 big fights. The Canelo fight, it has like 2 good undercard fights, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But you're right, it's not gonna be at the regular Saturday night. It's gonna be like daytime.
Yeah.
Because what's Saudi Arabia like 12 hours ahead or something like that?
Something like that. It's another side of the world, so I know it's far.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
so to close it out, yeah, give me your parlay one more time. So
Oh
what
yeah.
we got?
Okay. Canelo and Ryan Garcia by knockout, and then Tiafimo and Devin Haney by decision. And
Close
then
it
you
out.
got the Jaime Munguia rematch, Bruno Sarcesi
Yeah, talk about it
on
real
the
fast.
undercard of the Canelo card. Like I said, Jaime Munguia is coming off that loss to
Hmm.
that Bruno guy in Tijuana,
Yeah.
and his only other loss was to Canelo. He's actually training with Team Canelo now, so I see him
Okay.
coming back like with new moves and all that. I see him destroying that Bruno guy. If you want to be ballsy with your money and do a 5 fight parlay, you might as well throw in Jaime Munguia in there for
Little
like
bonus
a
cheddar.
decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, decision or knockout. It's tough to say because he just got knocked out bad the last fight.
Hmm.
So now they're having the rematch. It was a huge upset. Yeah, it was like the upset of the year, I believe, by Top Rank or ESPN. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting this rematch on the undercard of the Canelo.
Well, you heard it here, folks. It's gonna be a loaded weekend in the boxing world, so be excited for that. I know Georgie is, and I am too.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, Georgie, thank you so much for joining me, man. It was great, and you give us some good information here, good betting stuff,
All
and
right.
and thanks for joining me, man.
All right, yup. Anytime, Chops. It was a pleasure being on the show, dude.
This the West, 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 West. This the West, 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 the West Coast. This the West, 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 the West, West. This the West, 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 the West.